What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Don Rico back at it again with another one. I'm out here in San Diego in Fashion Valley. I thought, you know what? I might as well take y'all with me. I got a bit of shopping I need to do. Got a couple things I need to pick up. But the topic of this video today is to talk about why it is very important for y'all to actually pay off all your debts and make sure you don't owe anyone anything. You need to make sure that on your path towards whatever financial freedom that you're trying to set, excuse me, I'm trying to look for a trash can right now, that you make sure that you got all your debts paid off and etc. Listen, at the end of the day, that mortgage, that car note, all of that, if you don't know how to leverage any of that shit correctly, you're going to be in the bondage of what we would call modern day slavery, and that is debt. Especially in today's market, when things are about to take off and the economy is shifting and things are going towards the better, especially given the fact that we got a lot of business and companies coming back to America. It's very important that y'all capitalize on this and that you use the remaining money that you would have paid for or invested. You just invest it accordingly instead of just, paying it towards your mortgage, paying it towards like your car notes, etc. Listen, we're gonna continue this conversation once I actually get upstairs, but for right now, I got a little bit of shopping to do, so stay tuned for that, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip side upstairs. See y'all. All right, so a couple of things that y'all need to understand and realize. And I'm just gonna talk about my experience being debt-free because it's absolutely awesome. The idea of not owing anybody anything actually lifts a lot of burden and a lot of weight off of y'all's shoulders you don't understand nor do you realize, because that extra money that you would have put, like I said earlier, towards putting into that car note or to that mortgage or whatever it is that you took a loan at, or student loans, etc., that's extra money that you could be investing, and that's extra money that you could also put into investing in yourself in terms of whatever it is that you want to go out and buy. Like, even if you have like those guilty pleasures, like for me, one of my guilty pleasures is shopping for clothes. It could be for activewear, it could be for shoes, it could be sunglasses, which I pretty much picked up. I got a pair of like Tom Fords right here. But basically, that's extra money that you could have been putting into essentially doing whatever it is that you want. Even if you want to go out and do something, you can do that, but you guys gotta get that monkey off your back. And that monkey, as we have already discussed, is debt. Because I'm gonna be honest with y'all, we live in a consumer society, in a consumer era. A lot of people, whether it be consuming content on social media, whether it be consuming entertainment, whether it be consuming in terms of whatever it is that they decide to buy, a lot of people do this. And unfortunately, what this does is that you just give all of your money, your attention, your energy out to these things. It's actually not going to return anything to y'all. And what you all need to understand, do you realize, is that when you pay off the debt, for example, I don't care what it is, I don't care how much, because a lot of people, especially when they make north of six figures, like 100K a year, they live paycheck to paycheck. And the reason why they do so is because they are very irresponsible financially. Whether they have student loans they need to pay off, whether they have these mortgages that they need to pay off, whether they have car notes, essentially buying shit that they can't really afford out front. So, and especially with these apps like these Affirm, Klarnas, and Afterpays, a lot of people have this access of buying things in terms of, they have easier access into purchasing these things. And believe it or not, when I was actually purchasing food yesterday, they actually allowed a financing option on food that you would order from a restaurant, which is wild to me. I'm like, y'all can't really be that broke to where you actually have to finance food that you order from a restaurant. That's wild to me. So, and a lot of this actually comes back down to lifestyle choice. A lot of people, for example, they play this game of keeping up with the Joneses, and they don't realize in an effort and in the process of doing so, they actually go broke. And that's wild because, again, think about what it is that you're doing. Essentially, what is it that y'all want? What do you really want? Do you actually want financial freedom? Do you actually want to be free from debt? Because let's be clear, debt is the modern day slavery. I cannot stress this enough, and it's actually the enemy of wealth. And they get this with y'all by trying to push a particular narrative or a lifestyle that is appealing in the surface. It's kind of like an illusion. It's kind of funny how it actually works. It's kind of like an illusion that it kind of just pushes out onto you. But most people, it's an illusion that most people can't necessarily afford. And The reason why I can comfortably go out and do the things that I do is because I know that I can afford it because of how it is that I set things up. Again, I've already expressed this in the previous video that I've actually dropped. You guys have to be fiscally responsible, especially in today's age. The economy is going to roar like never before. If you're not in a position to capitalize off it, then you're going to be on the outside looking in, and it's an opportunity that's going to pass you by, and there's going to be nobody's fault but you because you weren't proactive and you didn't do the things that you needed to do in order to capitalize off of it. Listen, at the end of the day, guys, what it really comes down to is choice. It comes down to choice of the type of lifestyle that you really want to live. Like, again, what do you want? Now, for me, for example, I desire to become rich primarily because I actually want to be free to live life on my terms, without actually being told like, hey, I gotta wake up early in the morning and go this, do this. Hey, I gotta actually go do this because I gotta pay this off. Like, I don't want to live a life where I actually have to worry about the things that I'm paying for and the things that I actually have to do in order to live and to essentially feed my face. A lot of it is lifestyle, and you're caught up in these, keeping up with this Joneses, trying to keep up with this lifestyle that you can't afford. And you can afford it, but you gotta stay down long enough to get there. And that's the part that most people don't want to get, and they don't actually understand, is that it takes discipline, it takes patience. It's like what Eric Spofford says, people have micro patience and macro urgency. It's the reverse. You need to have micro urgency and macro patience. It's about the long game, but you gotta act with urgency in the moment. The reason why I can buy, for example, $600 sunglasses comfortably is because I've already planned for it, A, and then B, I have no debt, so I'm not tripping off anything like that. I'm not tripping off the same thing y'all are tripping off of. Real talk. Real talk. I'm not tripping off the same thing y'all are tripping off of because I don't have the same issues in terms of being financially pressed. You know what I mean? And the extra money, and I'm gonna start really aggressively investing later on because I'm gonna be honest with you. Again, the market is going to explode. And you can't wait till things get good before you actually start investing. You gotta start putting in money now before everything explodes, especially with all the investments that's coming into the country. You just gotta capitalize on the opportunity, but a lot of people, they don't wanna do it because they don't want to, how do I say? I don't know if it's arrogance or laziness, but they're just not on top of things. And they're trying to reach and attain a lifestyle that essentially they just cannot afford. That's why they buy houses. That's why they do this. Listen, I don't even believe in buying houses. And this is like a separate video for me. I personally prefer renting because that enables me to be more financially flexible. The only reason why, for example, that I would actually consider purchasing a house is because I'm using it as an investment vehicle through a company. So I am not personally liable, you know what I mean? But again, it all comes down to financial literacy. People just don't understand what it is that they're buying. They don't understand what's being marketed to them. They get caught up in the lifestyle, and next thing you know, they're over 100K in debt, and they can make probably up to 200K, and they'll still be living paycheck to paycheck, which is a wild concept to believe, but that's reality. That's the reality of a lot of people, especially people who are perceived high earners, and it's unfortunate because it doesn't really have to be that way. Listen, guys, I just want to motivate y'all and inspire y'all to understand, listen, you have to get rid of the debt, guys. You don't understand. It's so freeing knowing that you don't have to worry about a payment into something that you knew that you couldn't afford at the time, and that extra money could easily go towards whatever it is that you want to do. If you want to go out and travel, you can do that. You want to go shop for that one thing that you've always wanted, you can go do that. You want to actually set up a business and put toward the extra money towards additional investments, you can do that. It's awesome. Like, you sleep better at night. You can actually afford to go out and eat at better places every now and again. That's extra money that you put towards vacation. Being debt-free is awesome. I'm telling you the truth. Y'all gotta hear me on this. Being debt-free is absolutely awesome. I just want to motivate and inspire y'all to actually pursue. Oh man, look at all that. I just want to motivate. Sorry, I got caught up with seeing some of the vehicles downstairs, but I want to motivate and inspire y'all to pursue a debt-free lifestyle because, quite frankly, And the way I see it, it's the only way to live. It feels good knowing that I don't have to owe a bank or no lender or nobody nothing, the government nothing. I don't got student loans. I don't got no car note. I don't really have credit card debt. I'm chilling. I'm coasting. I'm cooling. I'm slow motion, and it's awesome. And I want y'all to feel this way too, because this to me is the beginning of how life really should be lived and how wealth really should be lived. I think it's actually the first stage. The first stage is just rewiring your mind to figure out how money works and then paying off that debt. It's so important that y'all pay off that debt. That's more money that you could put towards your family, towards investments, towards vacations, towards whatever it is that you want. You can do that, but you gotta get that monkey off your back, y'all. Listen, I love and appreciate y'all, but I need y'all to stay focused, because if we don't take advantage of what's coming now, we're gonna be on the outside looking in, and they're gonna be laughing right at everyone else, including you. And you can capitalize on us too. You can capitalize on this too. So I need y'all to stay focused, stay blessed. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Deuces.